Customer service as a differentiator. We are absolutely adamant here in Ovum that MVNOs should be prioritising automated self-service. We see global MVNOs doing this very thing. Why? What's the fundamental premise of being redirected to a self-care app in countries like Malaysia? Why have I got ID Telecom in the UK as a standout case study of someone that is doing customer service as an MVNO in a very successful way? Well, it's about ease of usage. It's about ensuring ease of usage for your consumers. Again, absolutely critical to keeping the customer happy as we see encroachment coming into this realm. But MVNOs, they need to be better than telcos at this. Why? Because you have to balance this with the difference in your telco cost base. So it has to be done leanly, efficiently, and even more so than we could argue than the incumbents do it. And our survey drove home this point by showing us that customer service matters, even to the youth segment. 16 to 24-year-olds in our survey that had a bundle, one of the key reason they flagged for possibly changing their bundle was to receive a better customer service. It ranked 3 on the list previously when we asked the general Australian consumer population, but your youth are valuing customer service as a differentiator in their buying of services. Very important to the MVNO space as well as the incumbent space. This brings me to tariff innovation. I say it's vital, and today it is. Traditionally speaking, when I've looked at tariff innovation per se, I've seen a lot of innovation coming from the MVNO space. We have some examples here. Ting in the US that allows their consumers to only pay for actual usage. We have Circles.com again, which allows their consumers to change their plan according to their perceived usage, and that new plan comes into effect the following month. But the not so good news is that at the same time, your incumbents have realised that good pricing strategy unlocks LTE data monetisation. And they have recently started to really jump on the tariff innovation space as well. What do I like? What would I like to see? I'd like to see more focus on plans highlighting the data component of that plan. So what do I mean? Well, for example, I like a plan that may just charge for data and allow the user, if they so want to, for an additional incremental cost, layer on a little bit of voice and a little bit of text to suit their need. That's putting data as the focal point of the plan. Shared data. This has been around in the Australian market for some time. The good news is that your incumbents have been promoting this quite heavily. They have helped you to, educate the market on what it is to share data. And I think they've done, like I said, a reasonable job of this, and now is an ideal time for MVNOs to jump on this bandwagon because of the lot of the education of the consumers has already been taken care of, and it'll be easier for you to bring this concept to market. Why do I like shared data? It's simple. In most markets, it's an anti-churn management strategy. It helps keep your customers sticky. These type of plans done well are harder to unravel if you are sharing your data bucket with your 2 children. That becomes harder to churn as the general rule. We can confirm that data allowances are growing We have an extensive database at Ovum which tracks a selection of plans from 20 Tier 1 countries. And it's from this database, which includes Australia, that we can draw a lot of flavours and different nuances around things like charging for extra data on plans and the like. And while we concede that data allowances are growing because of competition, because of operators offering things like bonus data for subscribers, we see more and more unlimited data plans coming to market. And in the MVNO space, we see more prominence on an MVNO targeting the mobile-only customer with bigger and bigger buckets. That's the new reality. But my reality from where I sit is that all of this bonus data add-ons, all of these unlimited plans always have to keep in mind that the upsell opportunity cannot be eroded. I have seen examples of plans from MVNOs and from incumbents where bonus data is so much that it's enough to deter the customer from dipping into their pocket and upselling to a more expensive plan. So I urge caution as you put data as the focus and try and woo subscribers through these bonus offerings. Segmentation is vital. We heard it today and it absolutely is. One offer simply does not fit all, and we would steer MVNOs away from this having just a single offer for all subscribers in the market. But above all, my golden rules on tariffing are keep it simple. I have seen several plans come across my desk. Nicole, this isn't working. What's the problem? I can't understand it. Keep it simple. And transparency is paramount to good tariff innovation. No hidden costs, no detail buried in several click-throughs away. This puts the MVNO at risk of losing credibility with the subscriber. That is not good tariff policy in today's world. IoT. We can't go anywhere as analysts and talk to MVNOs today without addressing this space. It is bubbling away. We see lots of movement around global data connectivity providers. These are the Telenas of the world that are offering IoT suites, offering and bundling up everything from connectivity to partnering, attracting the likes of those with business propositions being built around eSIMs and around global data SIMs. Closer to home, we find that most MVNOs that we talk to do have IoT and the opportunity on their radar, but it's a slow burn. Why? That's because the incumbents are still themselves working through this space. They're working through the technologies, they're working through the business opportunity, they're working through what verticals they want to play in. But over the course of the next year, as more and more of those big issues become resolved, there will be some opportunities that spit out of the pipeline for MVNOs. So, in conclusion, I say that the onus is in your laps to rethink what your strengths are, how you should play, and how you can improve. Improve your business strategy, not just in terms of direct monetization, but indirect monetization strategies are also critical. And as a final word, I'd say don't be reluctant to challenge and try and out-innovate some of the incumbents in some of these big spaces. So with that, I will leave you with the gravy train that we all hope to ride. There are my contact details. This is just a portion of some of the material that I've drawn upon today. And when you get this pack, you will notice that the full Business Connect offer is detailed here. Alternatively, you can speak to Magali or Telstra Wholesale on how we can potentially collaborate in the name of today's theme around co-creation. So thank you very much.